One. Hello, welcome back. Today we have a review of some coffee. Today we are trying Rainforest Blend ground coffee. It's fairly traded. It's responsibly grown from the Rogers Family Company. It's the organic company brand. You can see I paid quite a bit of money for this coffee. Here it is. Comes in a little bit, well, not a little bag, a bag like this, 12 ounces. For $9 a bag. Not bad. You know, you get a little bit more bang for your buck, a little more premium style coffee. You know, taking and looking at it, a organic 100% is Arabica. There's just some paragraphs I was reading something, I never actually read it. So the Rogers family, so taking and opening the bag and taking a smell. Very strong smell, very, very strong. I do not drink my coffee with sugar, so we're going to just have it with milk today. And we're going to see how it is with just straight milk. Smell, it's a little bold, with like a bold taste or smell. It smells very good. So without further ado, we have it right here in a cup, quite large cup. It's quite wide. Let's take a sip without spilling. If I wanted the purest of experiences, you know, I wouldn't put sugar in it, or I wouldn't put cream in it. I mean, milk. I don't use creamer. I don't use flavored creamer anymore. I've cut down on my milk in my coffee. I used to put like that much milk, and probably half of it was coffee. So you take one of these cups and that much coffee, and the rest is milk and sugar. I probably used to put a ton. I used to put a ton of sugar in my coffee. Now I'm just limiting myself to a Coke a day. I drink a Coke and a half a day, probably one if I'm not up for 2 cups. Now, I don't know what's up with this video recording, but my nails are actually not that dirty or dark. It's just the way the camera picks it up. So, to digress a little for a minute, I'm going to be traveling for a month or more. So, I won't be putting out videos very often. If I do get to a video, it won't be of high quality. It won't be, you know, my best video I've put out. For a sec, fix my shirt. Stinking collar, I hate it. It's one of those collars that don't stand on their own. They have to be like propped up every now and then. But anyways, there's 2 things we're going to talk about, and that's the future of the channel after I talk about the update. So like I said, I'm going to be traveling quite far, so I don't know how videos are going to do, or how they're going to get put out, or if they're even going to be put out. So videos, this channel, again, will be put on hold. It's been done before, and I didn't want to do it, but this is not my choice, but it's just taking a break from YouTube. This is my choice this time, but the last couple times where I've taken a month or 2 off, that's just because I was either forgot or was just too lazy to do so. Because I am quite the lazy type of person, you know. I'm lucky enough to get up here and do this video in front of this camera, but aside from like fiddling with my collar, I'm still trying to get it right. I've been farting around with this thing all day. Great, and my coat's all messed up. There we go. So, also, I want to say thank you guys so much for 1,000 views. That's totally off topic. That's not a lot, I know. But anyways, thank you guys for sticking around for 2 years. Next, 1.5. We're halfway through the channel, through the year of the channel. 1.5 years. We're almost to 2 next year at the start, around March, one of the March weekends or whatever. I don't remember. will be the 2-year anniversary of this channel, 16, 17, and then 18. Or 17, 18, 2 years. Sorry, I can't math very well. I can't do math. I have to sneeze. Never. I don't think I've sneezed on videos, you know. I usually don't have terrible allergies, but I'm living near dust. I live near a desert. And I also live in a mountainous town, and there's tons of dander and pollen. Especially in the fall when the leaves are dropping. That's when my fall and spring are the worst times for my allergies. Fall being because it's cool and there's tons of leaves. Spring being the pollen. But anyways, back onto the review. Seems how we wasted 5 minutes of your time just sitting here blabbering. I thank you grandly if you stuck it out. At the end, we will talk about some monetization and other things, but that might be a separate video if I even remember to do it. So drinking the coffee. The coffee itself is very, very bold and strong. You know, it's not like the strongest, but you can definitely taste the difference from, like, Dunkin' Donuts. That stuff is just artificial. This is my first bag of, well, not my first, it's my first in a while that I bought organic coffee. This is like my very first bag of organic coffee. So, the flavor, it's coffee. It's got a very, more of an iron tone to it, like a metallicness to it, mixed with that organic. It's got a very strong, not bitter, it's almost bitter, but not overly bitter. This is actually not my cup. I'll usually drink one of these a day, one size like this, or 1.5, you know, or 2 cups if I'm tired. So coffee in general. This is coffee. So coffee grinds in general are different. This has a very, I want to describe it, the only way I can describe it is dark, like a bold, dark taste. It's strong, but not overly strong. There's coffees out there that are way punchy in the face, like a McDonald's macchiato. I'm not going to try that ever again. That was so strong it made me sick. So this coffee is one of the hardest to describe without you trying it. Because there's so many different traits about coffees between organics and flavors. So I recommend, after watching this video, go online and order it. I probably can link you. I'll try to dig around for the cheapest one. I'll put it in the description. So this cup of coffee is really good. As said, coffee has to do with a lot with the way it's brewed, the time, how long it sits out, how fresh it is, if it's where it's kept, temperature, etc. Humidity. It all has to affect coffee and how it's done. It's just like cold brew coffee is all just, it's every cup you have a cold brew is different. Even at the same place, if you get it more than once, it's different. Because cold brew is individually batches made. That's why cold brew is very hard to find, because it's a very limited supply. It has almost like a smoky taste in it too, kind of like like a cured coffee. So this would be a really good black coffee to wake you up in the morning or get you out of bed. I don't usually drink straight strong coffee later in the day. My eye is pulsating. This would not be a good coffee at the end of the day. This would be one that wires you. As you can tell, I'm a little wired. You know, ADHD makes me wired. As is. So, you know. Also, it has a lot to do with your system. A drip press, French press. A lot of the coffee has to do with what it's made from, and the storage and care of the coffee, and the freshness of it. without spilling this. So, I don't know what else. Really, there's no way to describe it without you guys trying it first. But it's a really strong coffee for sure. You know, if you don't like strong coffee, then don't try this. So who does this really appeal to? You know, any long-term coffee drinker. And if you like a stronger coffee, this is for you. Now this brand, as price-wise, is just a tiny bit overpriced. Most coffees $6, $7, $9 plus tax. So as I said, if you don't find it, if you can find it cheaper than what I do, comment below and I will update the description, because I'm going to put the one that I find is the cheapest, what I find the cheapest. They're all around $9 a bag. You know, I picked this up at my local mom and pop community market. So it's got, like I said, it's got a wood, smoky, earthy taste. And it's not so much as like going out and taking a handful of dirt and eating it, so much as it's just a very smoky taste and texture. The texture of it is not bad. It's a little dry for my liking. That's the thing. I'm very picky about my strong coffees. It's the stronger it gets, the drier it gets. They recommend, read what it recommends on the back and try it. Coffee is all experimental. You know, coffee is an experimental type of drink. You know. Now, as we wrap this up, would I recommend this to you? Yes. Is this for a first-time coffee drinker? Probably not, because number one, this is strong. I'm an experienced coffee drinker. You can see I'm like wired right now. I'm like wired. And I'm going like 100 miles an hour faster than I normally do. I mean, I'm normally a hyperactive kind of person, but really, this makes me even more hyper. So, let's jump into some ratings: flavor, taste, aroma. We're gonna do separate types of ratings for these coffee. Flavor, taste, aroma, and price. It's a little strong, a little earthy, a little bitter. So I give it a 7.3 out of 10. Here it is, you know, Rogers Company. Here it is. The packaging is pretty cool, you know, it's very hippy-dippy, earthy, call it what you want, you know. It's medium-bodied, complex flavor. But I don't really get a medium-bodied, I get more of a full, heavyweight, full, strong body. And the flavor is very complex to describe. I didn't even read that. So, I would like to see your opinions on this. If you guys enjoyed this, thank you. Again, I give this a 7.7 out of 10. And I'm having a terrible twitch in the corner of my eye. So, I recommend you try this. I'm going to leave the video open-end. Comment below what you think. And tell me if you tried this. Tell me what you think. You can make this cold, you can make it hot, you could cold brew it. There's lots of ways to drink this coffee. You know, as they say, coffee is experimental. So if you guys enjoyed this, thank you. And this was Westerner signing off. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.